Hey guys, this is Arun,
And this is Abby.
and welcome back to a brand new episode of Fill Your Pockets. Today's episode will be Wednesday, October the 6th. We had one play yesterday. Uh, Postseason started for baseball, so the wild card game was yesterday. We had the Yankees taking on the Red Sox. We had one play out yesterday. We had the straight bet money line Yankees. I know there's a lot of, I mean, not Yankees, Red Sox. I know there's a lot of Yankees fans out there, and they probably took the Yankees money line, and they probably lost money. But if you followed our page and looked at our post, probably won some money because that game was really good. Red Sox were plus value, so if you did put money on them, you won a good amount. But Abhishek, what's your thoughts on this yesterday's game, man? The Red Sox got off to that 2-0 lead in the second inning and never looked back, man. The Yankees were struggling to score runs. The Red Sox pitching looked fantastic. Garrett Cole, my man, Garrett Cole, man, I feel bad for him. They had to take him out. He actually wanted to come out himself. He was like, take me out," because he knew he couldn't get the job done. I think he pitched like 2.5 innings, but man, it's tough to be a Yankees fan because they're bounced out. Now the Red Sox have a date with the Tampa Bay Rays. But before we go over the next play for today, we're gonna have Abhishek go over the play from yesterday.
Thank you,
Abby.
Arun. That was summed up beautifully, in my opinion. Um, Playoff baseball, bro, it's not even. I felt like you could feel it better, completely different than the regular season. Obviously, Red Sox Yankees makes it even more crazy because it's the greatest rivalry in baseball. People that are casuals that don't even watch baseball like that. Playoffs, I would say, please just watch the intensity. You can feel it. It's just different. It's just different. I can't tell you how it is. I can't even imagine what it was like actually being there. But yeah, you could feel the pressure for both teams. Because if you lose, it's over. All the work you put in from April, May, June, July, August, September, nearly every day of playing, you get a couple days off during the season, and then it all comes down to one game. I hate the rule of the wild card at one game and it's over, but it makes beautiful, dramatic drama, and that's exactly what we got. Our play yesterday was the Red Sox. We gave that out, and we had no play Monday because obviously IG was down, so we couldn't post even if we wanted to. Um, but besides that, yesterday we had the Red Sox and Nathan Eovaldi. This man has been amazing in the postseason. He actually pitched against the Yankees in 2018, and he dominated them. I think he shut them out for 7 innings, 1 run in that situation. Um, the year the Red Sox won the World Series, this man was brought into a 17-inning game. He pitched 6 innings in a 17-inning game in the World Series, and he gave up 1 run, which ultimately lost the game. But the fact that he was able to do that saved the Red Sox other pitchers. And even though they lost the game to the Dodgers that day, this is, I think, like 3 years ago, 3 to 4 years ago when the Red Sox won, that game saved them because even though they lost, they were able to save so many arms that day. And Garrett Cole, listen, man, him since like all of September, he has been absolutely awful. He had one good start against Baltimore, and we all know we've discussed Baltimore a lot on the show that they suck. We all know that their record is awful. They're not a good team. They're rebuilding, whatever. They're the worst team in the division. He had a great game against them. This man has been awful for the past 5 out of 6 starts. His numbers at Fenway Park, which is where Boston Red Sox's home ballpark name is awful. His best start was the last time he pitched there, where he gave up 3 runs in 6 innings. Evaldi, who was a pitcher yesterday, had his worst start that day. That was the only start that he ever struggled against the Yankees, and people blew that up so much. Yes, he had a bad start, but look at his career numbers against the Yankees. He has dominated the Yankees, and that's exactly what we saw yesterday. They got to Garrett Cole in the first inning, as you mentioned, Arun, and this man couldn't last more than 2 innings. That is laughable. 300. That's the same thing. Everyone's saying the same thing today in the morning, at night, everything. Yankees fans, 324. I wish there's another person or any profession where you could get paid that much money, then go on national TV or whatever job you may have, doctor, engineer, lawyer, get paid that much bread, perform like that in your field, and then you can live to actually get paid that money again. Because number one, you shouldn't get paid. Number two, you have to get the money back because that was absolutely disgusting. I don't know how Yankees. It's the second year of the deal of the monster deal that they have, 10 years. So now this next season will be his third year. And is he one of the greatest pitchers in baseball? Yes. Has he played like it? No. Was he hurt? He got hurt earlier in September. So can you blame it on that? I guess. But then someone has to take blame here. Either he shouldn't have been pitching, or he just unfolded. So the Red Sox won 6-2. They got to him early. They got to the bullpen. They scored this bullpen that the Yankees have was supposed to be so good. Well, the Red Sox scored 4 runs against them. So the Red Sox move on. The Yankee season's over. Like we said in the post, good luck next year, Yankees, because this is the, I think, 11th year the Yankees don't make the World Series, and this is their third longest drought ever. And when you're spending nearly $200 million and you have the highest payroll with the Dodgers, and you're doing this, and the teams like the Tampa Bay Rays, the team you mentioned, Arun, that the Tampa Bay Rays are sitting at home, chilling, waiting to see which one of these two teams that both play in the same division. They're waiting to see which one of these teams comes to their crib. They're spending 1/4 of the money that they have. I can only imagine. And I've gotten into this debate a lot over the last couple of days with a lot of people over the whole money shit. Like how baseball, there's a complete scale difference between a couple teams. And that's mainly the Yankees, Dodgers, and other big market teams that they can spend so much more money. Yet, look at a team like a Tampa Bay Rays who they lost. They made the World Series last year. They lost every single starting pitcher of that World Series team. And what do they do the next year? They end up they set their own team record for wins with 100 and now have home field advantage in the postseason. That's just amazing for the money they have. Garrett Cole, the final thing I'm going to say about this game, Garrett Cole is making more money in 1 year than the top 10 salaries of the Tampa Bay Rays. That's all I have to say. And
Wow.
that shows you everything you need to know. The top 6 players for the Yankees combined make $110 million. The top 10 players, 6 to 10, the top 10 players for the Rays make $30 million. That tells you everything you need to know. The Yankees have a lot of money. They have the brand. They have everything, and yet they shit the bed. Giancarlo Stanton is the only player today who earned his keep, who has gotten a lot of hate because of the enormous contract that he has. But this man has been balling, absolutely balling. 2 times it looked like he moonshotted that ball. 2 times it looked like he hit 2 home runs. Unfortunately for the Yankees and for him, they just were short the Green Monster. That big wall that they have in Fenway stopped them. None of those 2 balls became home runs. He ended up hitting a home run in the 9th inning. So he was basically unstoppable yesterday. And he was the offense. He was the complete offense for the team. And he's the only guy that, in my opinion, should have his head up high because everybody else was absolutely awful yesterday. And the Yankees, like we said in the post, good luck next year.
All right, that was a great recap. But moving on, we got one play for you guys today. Another baseball pick or a baseball play.
Wild
Yeah,
card
another
part
wild
2.
card game. The winner of this game will have a date with the San Francisco Giants. We got the Dodgers taking on the Cardinals tonight. The Dodgers ended the season on a nice little 7-game win streak. And the line for this game, Dodgers will obviously be the favorite at home, minus 235 favorites. And the Cardinals will be plus value, plus 190. Abhishek, another wild card game tonight. The winner of this will be playing the Giants. Who you got, man?
This is going to be this game is harder than yesterday's by far, in my opinion. You have the 2 hottest team in baseball. Obviously, we all know St. Louis. They set their own record for 17 straight wins earlier. just like a week ago. The Dodgers have won 7 straight, as you mentioned, Arun. They have a 15-game winning streak at home. The Cardinals have an 8-game winning streak on the road. Adam Wainwright, the last 8 starts that he's made for this team, they've all won. For Max Scherzer, the last 11 starts that he's made for this team, they've all won. Something's got to give here. Something's got to give. The Dodgers are heavy favorites, as you would expect them to be. The Dodgers have won 106 games and are playing in this 1-game wild card because the Giants, as you mentioned, Arun, who are chilling right now, waiting to see who they're going to play. The Giants ended up having the best season in their franchise's history with 107 wins. And could that one game advantage really end the Dodgers season? The team that spent all this money, made all this trades. On paper, the Dodgers have the best team in baseball. It's just simply facts. They have the best pitching. They have the best depth. They have the best lineup. And yet their season could end tonight in 1 game. Like I mentioned earlier with the Yankees Red Sox, I do not like this wild card setup. If you're playing 160 games and 1 game decides your future, that's complete nonsense. It should at least be 3, because at least make everything they work for mean something. Like, bro, like it's ridiculous. In the NBA, yeah, last year we had the whole what was it? The play-in tournament. So even the team that was the 8th seed or the 7th seed, they got a chance to play. They had to lose twice to get eliminated. Even they had at least 2 chances to win 1 game. So NFL is different. It's completely different. You're not playing 3-game series in football. You're not trying to get these guys killed. So let's not even go there. So, but still, that's just my opinion. I think they should change this rule. Hopefully they do. And if the Dodgers lose tonight, they really may look at that rule, because a 106-game winner team losing in 1 game and their season ending, that just doesn't sit well in my opinion. But going forward for this game, the Dodgers, as you mentioned, Arun, heavy favorites. Right now, if you look at the run line, if you take the Cardinals plus 1.5, it's even money. And Adam Wainwright, the dominant Max Scherzer, he's been dominant. But if you look at his last 2 starts, just like Garrett Cole fell off the planet in September. Max Scherzer, Hall of Famer, World Series champion, going to get paid the bag, one of the best pitchers of our generation. It's just, if you look at his last 2 starts, 10 innings and 11 runs allowed. So that's and one was against the Padres at home. The other one was against the Rockies. And the Rockies, we all know, in Colorado, they're one of the best teams at home. But home against San Diego, he got completely rocked. 11 hits, 6 runs, 2 home runs. So recently he didn't pitch well. Adam Wainwright has been dominant for the past 3 months. So if you had to tell me who do I think is going to win this game, I think the Dodgers ultimately win this game. But when you're looking at picking this game itself, I'll take the Cardinals plus 1.5. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game. Everyone's rested for both teams. So pitching, Adam Wainwright has been just as dominant as anybody else this whole season. The veteran, the 40 years old. I think he's like 40 now, 37 or 40, whatever he is. But he don't look like he's 40. He's dominating. The Cardinals, hottest team in baseball, even hotter than the Dodgers, even though the Dodgers have won 15 straight at home. I'll take that 1.5. I think the Dodgers win, but it's so close that if you're going to give me 1.5, an extra run in my pocket, Adam Wainwright, the hottest team in baseball, I'm going to take that, especially at even money. I feel that is the play in the situation.
All right, guys. Seems like we're in for another great wild card game tonight. Hopefully, you guys tune in. Make sure you also tune into our IG page for the final picks. And with that being said, that wraps it up for today's episode. And hope you guys have a good day. Happy gambling too. Peace out.